needed badly cow's milk, pure cup of tea. Lovely. And so resume a story. It's about kahan the, as the radio sings, many a Newtonian moving parts and particles started playing in Ram Gam's mind. The mechanics of thought has been superseded by special relativity. The mechanics of thought has been superseded by special relativity, proving the definition of the object that is at rest will stay at rest until and unless an external force acts upon it. The radio sings, the radio subtly sings without any force acting on to stop, as if to appear in Lovita Island. The radio is singing as if to appear in Lovita Island. Lovita Island is in South Atlantic, the most isolated place on earth beyond anyone's trace. The Aristotle's theory of all objects have a natural place in the universe applies here. Ram Gam was in natural place. The radio sunk into the river in natural place. The drowning bus too found its natural place beneath the river. Such a disaster, but Ramgam saw all Newtonians moving parts and particles. Also the Archimedes principle. Nobody could revolt against the river's fury. Hungry river Lohitia, isolation has its own bliss, a natural quarantine. Living Ramgam's life songless on the vanishing banks of river Lohitia. Lovely. This orthodox tea leaf in cow's milk is lilting the energy. Anyways, come back. Living Ramgam's life songless because radio sunk into the river and almost have reached Lovita Island in Atlantic. On the vanishing banks of river Lohitia, but a mystery continues to lurk in the domain of his possessive pursuit for someone or something. And it's in the same current that gulped down the only blue bus too. Everything Ramgam surrounded with was in natural place. The tigers, the densest Digaru forest, engulfed in the whiff of sweet smell of golden champaka bloom. Tuck, 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 tuck. The sound of hammer on wood used to wake up little Lovita. She knew it's 4 a.m. in the morning, anti-meridian in the morning. She would look down from the window of the wooden bungalow, her father busy shaping out of the wood, bit by bit every day for a month. What came out alive out of the woodwork is Ramgam's imagination turning into reality. Mahatma's face. In the meantime, he would count the days, subtracting months to mark the particular date of the birth, almost by instinct, following Nagel's rule. Nagel's rule is ready to name the unborn child's name. In this moment of exultation, sounds of the radio silenced him. The coded mystery constellates in his mind. The coded mystery constellates in his mind. He takes the pencil simultaneously and writes the outline of the name on the wood. Then scrape out the name with a cleaver. surreptitiously. After some time, the name clearly chiseled out well-defined features of the letters. It read as Lovita, craved out from the cravings of wood to corroborate along the proverbial code of Pablo Picasso's "What you can imagine is real." The sudden flashing reflection from the river woke him to reality, causing blackout. The reflection, sudden flashing or reflection from the river woke him to reality, causing blackout. The sun on top. One would think he is a squinter or has strabismus, the usual visual defect causing the thoughts to deviate from normal orientation. He hurried back home. Next day, Lovita returns while crossing Gopur in Assam. Through the window of the Green Valley Day Superbus, she was excited to see the tall statue of Kanaklata, powerful at her age, 16. She was a freedom fighter. She saw that powerful statue of Kanaklata through the window of the speeding bus, holding still the Indian flag. Instantly, the poetry from the classroom of her school, "Khub lari mardani wo to jhansi wali rani thi, चमक उठा सन 57 में वो तलवार पुरानी थी." The most feared freedom fighter was Manikarnika Urf, the Rani of Jhansi, fought against two Britishers. She too was 16 years old. We fought for independence. We will, if we are victorious, enjoy the fruits of victory. If defeated and killed on the battlefield, we shall surely earn eternal glory and salvation, pronounced by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita, kept Rani ki Jhansi spirited till her last breath. And about the last pharaoh, the Cleopatra, how daringly she ruled ancient Egypt at the age of 18 during 30 BC. On the other side of Lovita's mind, heard the cry of silenced souls, intensifying strange stench of stories of human trafficking, encircle her into vicious circle of human selling human. 2.5 million to 90 million are domestic workers. Largest workforce in India are unprotected by law, as studied by International Labour Organization. Child Labour Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986 prohibits employment of children in certain specified occupation and also lays down condition of work of children. All the beautiful children Lovita is surrounded with are suffering, are unprivileged, are deprived. With a little help and support they receive, is the question mark growing bigger every day. Will the sun in their life rise? Amidst, she shall continue to exist for them. But who is Lovita? At the age of 16 was shot dead by sepoy. The question dangles still in her mind like a dandelion seed hung in the wind. "Lovita ba, I got first prize," shouted Diksha Sharma, peeping out from her window next to Lovita's house. "What for?" asked Lovita. "For the Lovita's role I played in the school drama competition." Lovita at that instant called up Aparup Agrawala, the nephew of Jyoti Prasad Agrawala, warned him that she is coming to see him. Also in her quantum quest to discover who is Lovita. Next day she lands up at Aparup Agrawala's home at Tejpur. She sees the hoarding bigger than the house and written on it is Hari Vilas movies since 1975. Aparup greets Lovita. She looked through the old photos and books in the showcase, then turns to say, I have come all the way to know who is Lovita. I just want to know whether Lovita is real or not, asserts Lovita and continued interrogating. Aparup smiles and seriously started narrating the historic event. Yes, she is a Yes, she is a bold character from the play written by the freedom fighter and the fourth filmmaker of India and the first filmmaker of Assam, the legend Jyoti Prasad Agrawala. Lovita is not a real, it's an imaginary character, right? Intervenes Lovita. Lovita is real. Lovita Barua is from village Haloni Bari near Defense Air Drum near Tejpur. It was in the year 1944 when the Second World War was on. She joined the Indian National Army, in short INA, led by Subhash Chandra Bose, and moved to Kohima as a warrior. The nurse in her nursed all the wounded soldiers at Kohima in Nagaland. And one day when she saw a soldier holding Indian flag being shot at, she ran towards the injured soldier. She ran towards the Indian soldier, not carrying the souring bullet, holding the injured soldier and the Indian flag too, not letting both fall. She held the Indian flag higher but was also succumbed to the injuries of bullet. Lovita Barua died holding the Indian flag. Lovita Barua, the martyr. Then she was a bit lost in his thought of Aparup Agrawala. The mystery led to the discovery. The creator Lovita, the worshipper of beauty. The creator of Lovita, the worshipper of beauty, Rupkwar Jyoti Prasad Agrawala, breaking the seriously of Aparup continues. Why you wanted to know so desperately about Lovita Barua? You are going to play her role in drama? Doing research on Lovita? Lady Lovita Mary? He teased her in his unusual jestful tone as a wit cracker. Lovita took a long breath and absorbed into the spirit of real heroine Lovita. Many girls have enacted the role of Lovita, so far in dramas, radios, televisions, schools, colleges, universities, in the world around in cultural programs and day-to-day lives. But nobody knows Lovita, and there are no plays in radio or TV nowadays. So I'll be playing Lovita in air, all in the radio. Once it gets aired, I will warn you. Remembering the sort of radio, remembering the story of Lovita, that her father Ramgam Miri was possessive about the drama, leaving Ramgam curious and mystery behind naming her daughter as Lovita against the will of his beautiful wife Jarjum, who wanted her daughter's name to be Kankan. Kankan means beautiful. Yes, Lovita is beautiful. Gam too wanted to know what happened to Lovita after leaving her village Halonivari near Airdrome at Tejpur, and her continued quest to help the war victims at Kohima. but the river left him heartbroken. The river of blood-ridden Lovita that swallowed down his radio, killed his love, the radio, and the drama Lovita 2 was as if love strangled, left the quantum quest unfinished. But his love for the angry river of blood, Lovita, continued to flow. The night was juxtaposed by imageries that helped Lovita to escape into the realm that failed to restrict. It's 8:30 p.m. Poet Guljar is in conversation in the radio is on. Amazing voice, thought Lovita, as amazing as his nazm. Meri kavita padho. In search of Mahatma, Lovita went back to school after 3 decades. The school by the river Lovita stood the test of time. She stood there outside the gate, beneath the ruby red bloom of bottle brush tree. Bottle brush tree brushing up all the pristine presence of each thing that still lay there waiting, right from the blade of grass to the elegant structure, the bungalow of the school. It still is charmed by the breeze that blows here, quiet in quietude, quiet, healing at the same time the existence of airy feel. The royal Chokaman Gohai, the king's family greet. The royal Chokaman Gohai, the king's family's great contribution in itself was mammoth. Magnificent in time's silent essence. A cause shall remain unknown to the rest of the world. That all got buried in the sands of turbulent time. In last frontier of India, Mahatma is here. The Mahatma made out of wood of golden Tita Sampa. This Mahatma is inside the school. Ram Gam's gift to his daughter Lovita and to the school. The 2 feet tall bust of Mahatma was heavy for her to carry. Both daughter and the father carried Mahatma in the bicycle. The eerie feeling and the disheartening gusto was upsetting. She could not meet her Mahatma. The school was locked and abandoned. Creepers from the forest creeping all over the school over the bank of river Lovita. She had to return because it was already dark. Mahatma was invisible. She knew Mahatma is there. She can visualize in her imagination. The inner love like an indelible ink that cannot be erased by tides of time. Lovita was now relieved from the curse of the sculpture of Mahatma. As if the sculpture Mahatma is calling her every day. The sculpture of Mahatma that Ram Gam Miri could finish, and the half drama that the radio left. She finished rehearsing the story of Lovita. She is ready for the shoot to play the role of freedom fighter Lovita Barua, really too from the transpirational fault of crisis intervention, the identical by descent of being belong to the states of last frontier of India. She knows now. Lovita Miri knows now who Lovita Barua is, a martyr, the freedom fighter, the warrior, Lovita. So, I finished my story. I think I read it out for more than 1 hour. I tried to make it fast. So this is the Lovita, and soon this will be a novel. God bless you all. Keep reading. And last sip of life. Pure cow's milk and orthodox tea, green leaf. God bless you all. Bye.